You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Knighty. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome everyone here to the Trojan Trench. I'm Andy O'Hara. Alongside me here tonight is Quentin Ames and Kenny Barnhart, Caden Hummich, and the Hall of Famer Ryan Lindler. Here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network. As Triton welcomes in the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings as they come in this 61st meeting between these two schools as Valley leads the all-time series 44 games to 16. Cue the last few games. Triton's really starting to find their groove. Yeah, they had a tough game there against LaVille, but yeah, we saw them bounce back against a very good Rochester team.
Exactly, and I mean that's all Coach Groves and making sure that his team stays focused on the next game to come and make sure that they're locked in. It's a very, very long season, so just keep looking forward to the game ahead.
They had a tough go after that by County. They beat Elkhart Christian, then lost to a very good North Judson team, an Argus team where they went down to the wire. Their only overtime game of the season. Beat Casson, beat Trinity Greenlawn, lost LaVille, but then that Rochester one, that game was only favored by a few points, Kenny. We watched that game. I saw a group that was really starting to trust each other, and we saw guys really dominate in that ball game.
Well, like Groves said there in the after the game there, he said, that LaVille game, kind of shook him up a little bit. Even the practice beforehand things just didn't click like it should have. But yet when they came back in on the Saturday after that loss, he said, everything was just, hey, get back to the basics, get things working. And then they put it to the test there with Rochester. Like I said, Rochester was favored. And, there's a whole different team to come out on that Rochester compared to what we've seen in LaVille and just did things like they were supposed to.
And now you talk about a test tonight, Tippecanoe Valley. This is about as tough as it's going to get. This is probably, I would gauge them up there with the Northwood team as far as the top really, marquee teams, I would think, as far as powerhouse goes. We watch these guys on tape, 16-4 for a reason. Joe Luce takes over this team. He's been coaching for 21 years, 354 wins in his 21-year career. He's got a good group on the floor. They like to space the floor. This is a group that works well, and they can put up points in a hurry.
Yeah, and this team's going to play physical. Every year when you come against Valley, you got to know that they are going to play physical. They're going to get mean down low. They're going to hit the shots when you let them have the shots. And this team is really impressive because they only have 4 seniors. So this team is going to be very good these next coming 4 or 5 years.
And they run a lot of stuff as far as you see the ball move, you see the chemistry on the floor, and especially with the first. A coach. Granted, he's not a first-year head coach. He's new to this area. But yet, for a team to come out and actually play and do everything like as far as smooth as what you see, a 16 win right off the bat against in a very good Three Rivers Conference where they're standing at 8-1. These guys here, they can put up points, like I said, averaging about almost just shy of 60 points a game. They came off against a very good Northwood team where they lost by a handful of points. Northwood's bigs got a hold of them. Triton's going to be barely battling in the post here tonight.
I agree.
And then you look at everything else, but Triton also looking and watching film. Shooters got to be ready to shoot. If you're going to take a look on the outside, we saw in the JV contest, you cannot be complacent on the outside. You got to be communicating, identify what's going on the floor, and really do your part to keep your teammates moving in the right direction.
Yeah, if that JV team, if Varsity's anything like the JV team, that pressure of just swatting at the ball, watching those passes, it was kind of the same thing that LaVille did there. So just got to be smart with that ball movement. Looking for the open pass.
And they're going to go against guys that are big. Cole Shively, we saw what he did coming off his career high 35 points on Tuesday night. It's going to be the contributors. Not Cole Shively. We know he can score. We know what this guy can do. I want to see guys like Dante Workman, Anthony Shue, Swanson, Callahan. I want to see Evan Briles, Jacob Pitney really kind of come alive here tonight because these guys are capable of playing at a high clip. Rochester, when Valley and Rochester played, Valley only beat them, 48-24, but Triton goes out and puts up 70 points on them. That's their largest scoring output of the year. But if I'm Triton tonight, do the same thing. Do not panic. Biggest thing is, how do I score against this really good team? You can challenge, make it ugly, and do what you can to put yourself in a spot to succeed here tonight.
Yeah, this Valley team is going to be very good, and Triton, they just have to execute. And, other players besides Cole are going to have to step up. And Cole's going to have to look to be that leader out there. And when he's driving, he's going to have to get ready to dish it and have other players step up big.
So we're going to hang it up here. We'll be back after the national anthem and the starting lineups right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trojan Trench for tonight's contest between the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings and your Triton High School Trojans. On behalf of the Triton community and the entire staff and student body of Triton Junior Senior High School, we'd like to welcome Tippecanoe Valley as our guest at tonight's game. We ask that all fans and players demonstrate an attitude of respect and good sportsmanship throughout tonight's contest. Your cooperation and positive support is greatly appreciated. Now, if you're not already standing, please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we will honor America as the Triton Trombone Choir will be playing our national anthem. Once again, welcome to the Trojan Trench, where it's always a great day for basketball. Now, let's meet your starters. First for our visitors, the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings. Number 0, Cooper Wall. Number 1, Dave. Number 23, Stephen Akase. And number 34, Tyler Johnson. The Vikings are coached by Joe Lewis and assisted by DJ Wall. And now the starters for the Triton Trojans. Number 5, Dante Workman. Number 10, Julian Swanson. Number 12, Evan Bryles. Number 20, Cole Shively. And number 24, Jacob Whitney. The Trojans are coached by Jason Grove, assisted by Blake Doherty. Our officials for tonight's contest, the referee is Lou Brown. The umpires are Tim Hammond and John Wright.
All right, there's the starting lineups as Shively and Akase will get things started here from the Trojan Trench. As we said earlier, the 61st meeting between these two teams dating back to the 1974-75 season. Final instructions. Ball's up. The Vikings control the tip as Kaiser will bring it up. Swanson's going to pick him up at half court. Works on the far side, the left wing to Cooper Walls. He'll wait for Cumberland up top. He's going to drive the other way. Dumps it down to Kase in the low block. Charles Shively knocks it away from him as he was going to go the baseline.
Yeah, the Trojans are just going to have to swarm on defense. They're just going to have to make it rough for them to move that ball around. Anytime you put the ball on the ground, just be swatting.
And they got to be smart with it, too. Any one of these players gets in foul trouble, they're going to be looking at a long night ahead of them.
Walls trying to work himself out of the corner. Julian Swanson, the freshman, stepping up big on defense. Cumberland with it up top against Pitney. He'll try the dribble drive. He'll stop there, but a foul call here coming on the Trojans will be our first of the ball game.
So Pitney's going to pick up his first.
Kaiser back to inbound, looking up top, going to wait for it and go up top to Johnson. Leaves it for Cumberland. Back to Kaiser. Kaiser calls it out from coach. He'll go to Cumberland. They'll reset. Kase sets the screen for Cumberland. It goes in the corner. Feeds it down low to Johnson. Big man. Banks close. Rebound and is fought for and won by the Vikings. Johnson fighting for it. He's getting swarmed there, and Triton's going to get called for the foul call on the rebound.
Second.
So Triton sharpshooter now with 2 fouls. Johnson moves down to Cumberland. Battle underneath. Good play there, and the Vikings are first on the board.
That's just a great job by Cumberland.
The first shot. I had to fix something. The shot with the miss.
34.
Okay.
Bryles, he'll try a 3. Senior can't get that one to drop in. Swanson fighting for it. Akase, and they tussle for it. As they fall down in front of the camera in front of Caden. He was ready. And it'll stay right here with the Trojans. Swanson goes back to inbound. Goes to Dante Workman. Hands off to Swanson. Waits for Pitney. Pitney, good job by Akase to fight through the screen. On top to Swanson. He'll drive, trying to get away from BJ Walls. Cooper Walls, excuse me. His dad's BJ. Swanson goes up. Can't get the runner to drop. Akase with the rebound for the Vikings. And back goes Tippecanoe Valley. Cumberland down to Johnson. Here comes Akase. He lost on the way through. Johnson picks up the loose ball, and he gets that basket to drop in.
Valley already showing their physicality, getting their hands in there and making it harder for these Triton players to dribble. They got to make sure that they take care of the ball. And
Workman on the right wing. Now to Pitney here on the left side. Back to Bryles, elbow jumper on the way for the big man. Can't get down to drop in. Akase with another defensive board. Cumberland on the far side corner calling for it. He'll change his mind. Kaiser's got it, dribbles away. He'll drive. Kicks in the corner. Walls with it. He'll try the dribble drive. Pull up jumper from the mid-range. Off the back iron, no good. And Akase tries to track it down. Kaiser gets caught in the corner, throws it off of Swanson. And it'll stay right here. A good play there by Tate Kaiser to get that one to belong to them as well. Continue to belong to them.
Substitution number 33.
Anthony Shue will check in for Jacob Pitney with his 2 fouls. Kaiser scanning the floor up high to Akase. Lost on the way through. Shively trying to get a piece of it. Cumberland controls it. Anthony Shue trying to help him swarm, and Shively rips it away. Jump ball will be the call, and Triton gets it back.
I think Shue's going to have a really big night with his physicality and the energy that he brings to the defensive end.
And Anthony Shue's got good hands underneath, and he's got quick hands too.
And he has a no-quit mentality. If you put your elbow into him, he's going to put his elbow right back. He's a competitor. He's going to fight, and that's exactly what the Triton Trojans are going to need tonight.
And Shepard, the very good three-point shooter, has 97 attempts on the season. Just checks in for the Vikings. Shively kicks it out to Shue on the baseline. Back to Shively. Fadeaway jumper on the way for Shively. Off the mark, no good. Dante Workman with the offensive rebound, and a foul call here coming on the Vikings. Swanson back to inbound.
So Walls is going to pick up Valley's first foul.
Swanson looking, leaves it for Anthony Shue. He'll try the jumper off the glass. No good. Put back is good for Anthony Shue, the team's leading rebounder. And the leader in second chance points gets that one to drop in. And we're getting a official timeout. Get a player get his shoe back on. We're back to go as Kyler Johnson got that taken care of.
Equipment failure. equipment malfunction.
Probably the same thing. My hey dudes, I don't have to tie nothing. Kaiser up top, working against Swanson. Goes here to the near side. Johnson stops on the elbow, kicks it back to Cumberland. To Kaiser, pull up jumper from 3 in the corner, off the side iron, short of the mark. Rebound put back by Shepard is no good. And Swanson gets the defensive board.
Right now, Triton's playing with a lot of physicality. They're meeting Valley where they need to meet them, and they're doing a great job executing the game plan so far.
You know, a lot of that's going to come from effort for this group, and we've seen the effort they've been putting in. This group is really starting to come together as Workman tracks down the pass. Stops on top of the key. He'll drive now, stops in the baseline. Bossy dribble goes down to Bryles, big man. Scans, he's going to take it himself. Johnson to defend. Good defense there by Shepard. Bryles goes back up, no jump ball call. It goes out of bounds. And Anthony Shue rescues the camera. Caden was ready. Did you see him get out in front of that thing? He was ready.
He was moving.
Swanson back to inbound. Goes to Bryles in the corner. Bryles will attack. The senior stops, leaves it back for the freshman Swanson. Works away from the screen now. Walls with a nice defense on him, and Swanson lost it. And Julian Swanson's one that's really starting to come on. You know, being a freshman, he's had a pretty strong curve to learn against. I mean, right into the varsity action right off the bat, but this young man has really started to take a step forward.
And you love to see it from the younger guys stepping up and trying to be a leader for the team, and you know, trying to make a play whenever they can. And sometimes you just got to make the little things work for you.
Johnson off the mark, put back by Shepard is good. And a foul call. They're going to call a foul call on
Anthony. What do you do?
They're going to say he got tied up. Joe Lou's pleading his case. Now to Kaiser on the right wing, back up on top. Cumberland will drive, kicks back out to Walls in the corner. Shepard for 3. The sharpshooter off the mark, rebound, and Kaiser and Shively fight for it, and Shively comes away with the defensive rebound. 3.5 to go before the end of the first. Triton back on the offensive side. Workman goes in the corner to Swanson. Swanson with the jab step, frees himself up, finds Anthony Shue on the elbow. Shue will drive, backing down, gets caught. Now finds Shively. Shively on the baseline. Pull-up jumper from there. It's good for Cole Shively.
Great screen by Anthony to give him that little handoff and then right into his defender and give Cole just enough room to get that shot off.
Cumberland on the near side. Hill working on top to Shepard as he goes to Kaiser. Walls for 3 from the corner. Can't get down to drop in. Shively backs down and gets the defensive board, and a foul call coming on the Vikings.
Triton is doing a great job flying around and just making sure that these excellent sharpshooters for Valley just can't get a clean look at the basket. I mean, it's affecting them right now, but
Akase and Dylan Neese check in for the Vikings.
Cumberland picked up his first foul. Tippy Valley's got 2 team fouls.
Workman goes down to Swanson. Back of the Trojans. Leaves it for Shively on the left wing. Shively, he'll try the dribble drive. Shively goes up strong. He'll get a foul call. And one opportunity coming for Cole Shively.
And Kaiser picked up his first foul.
Rally foul number 1, Kaiser.
Cole Shively's really getting his figured out, driving to the basket.
And you did see all the white shirts cleared their lane to get him room to work under there.
Shively tickles the twine, and Triton gets their first lead of the ball game. Kaiser back across the way, directing traffic. Swanson going to pick him up the half court. Cumberland will drive. He'll drop it down into Akase. Big man goes in. Shoot couldn't draw the charge. Akase gets that basket to drop
good move
in.
by Akase to take that bump and finish through the contact.
Swanson up top. He'll work to the right side. Hands off to Workman.
Back up.
Shively cuts his way through. Workman stops back out to Swanson. Back door's closed. Tries to go on the near side, and Triton couldn't quite connect. Anthony Shue trying to refocus the freshman.
Just a second too soon. Cole was coming around that screen that Evan was setting, and he was going to hit that curl.
Kaiser skips it all the way across. Cumberland for 3 from the corner. We're going to say there's a travel call on the Vikings.
Was it on the shooter? Did he shuffle his feet right before getting the ball?
I couldn't quite see from this corner, but that's the call from the official.
I couldn't see it either.
Swanson goes back the other way with 2 minutes to go here in the first.
I tell you what, that was a great play. You got your defense shifting to one side, and that little hook full side pass was just beautiful.
Swanson goes through, stops. On the elbow, hands it off to Shively. Shively drives, stops there. He'll drive, goes up off the glass and good. Banks open for Cole Shively. Cumberland drives, but a foul call here coming on Triton.
So Bryle's going to pick up his first, team's fourth.
And Kyler Johnson checks in. Now, one thing I am seeing, though, the big thing from Anthony Shue, he's got to be careful and watch how physical he's playing. They say in football, he's got to be smart with his screens because you saw this one where he run down here. He kind of ran through the guy. He's going to have to be careful and play smart basketball here.
Yeah, you can't give this Valley team any free possessions or else they are going to make you pay in the long run.
Cumberland on the outside. Vikings trail by 1. A travel calls. Cole Shively tied up Cumberland. He shuffled his feet, and Joe Luce telling his guys on the floor to simmer down just a little bit.
I love the competitive nature just coming out of both teams. Both teams are fighting and battling, and it's making it a really fun game to watch.
Swanson feeds it to Bryles. Backdoor not there for Bryles. He'll pull up from inside the free throw line. Off the front iron, no good. Kaiser with the rebound. Into the corner, high to Cumberland. He tracks it down. Dante Workman to turn up the pressure. Cumberland stops, tied up, goes outside. Shepard fakes it left, and he's going to decide to go to the corner to Kaiser. Inside a minute now. Goes to Cumberland here on the near side. To Shepard. He'll dial a three. Counted for Shepard. And back out in front of the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings.
I saw him hitting a bunch of those in the warm-up. That's just like a layup for him.
Swanson hands off to Workman. Workman leaves it for Shively. Works with the screen from Anthony Shue. Shively trying to work his way through. Akase falls to the floor now. A foul call coming on the Vikings.
That was kind of late.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seemed kind of like a bang-bang play there with Akase.
So Akase picks up his first, team's fourth.
But with the game this physical, I mean, it's a question of do you call it that you know both teams are playing very physical, or do you not call it? So I mean, we're not the ones down there. So these refs are going to be doing the best that they can tonight with letting these players play a little physical.
The biggest thing is keep it consistent so the players know what's going to be called and what's not.
Out of Pitney on the left wing, skips it across to Swanson. Slows it down with 20 seconds to go. Triton trails by 2. Goes to Workman. Swanson hurries it up, now finds Shively. Now to Pitney, to Workman. Workman stops there, 6 seconds. Dante Workman tied up, finds Evan Bryles, lost it through. Pitney's running out of time. Deep three on the way, off the front iron, no good. And that's going to send us to the second quarter with the Vikings lead, 11-9. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, Janie, you know what one of my favorite things about high school sports is? Seeing young fans in the stands cheering on their community.
I love watching elementary-age kids wearing their team's colors, holding up homemade signs, faces painted, just full of hopes and dreams. I'm Janie Ulmer.
And I'm Brian Lewis. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. We're also both former student athletes who were once those young fans in the stands, dreaming about wearing a jersey for our high school one day.
When you support high school sports, you protect the next generation's dream of representing their high school with pride.
And you ensure the invaluable learning experience of education-based athletics is available for years to come.
So buy a ticket to your high school's athletic events, because it doesn't just support today's student athletes.
It supports tomorrow's too.
This is investing in your community. This is protecting their dream. This is your IHSAA.
All right, second quarter about to get underway. Andy O'Hara alongside me here tonight is Quentin Ames and Caden Hummich. Kenny Barnhart and the Hall of Famer Ryan Lindler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network. Q, the effort we saw from Triton in that first half really swarmed this Tippecanoe Valley team, but I look for them to have a big adjustment here coming into the second quarter.
Yeah, I think this Valley team's going to come out and they're gonna have that play that's going to get one of their shooters open. He's going to find the bottom of the net, and they're just going to keep the their foot down on the pedal, and they're just going to keep attacking. I'm sure, like we were talking about, they're probably going to come out and pressure Triton a little bit more, and we've seen that, the full court press has been a little bit hard to break sometimes, so it's going to be an interesting second quarter to see what they do.
Kaiser up top, trying to direct his offense on the floor, goes to Cumberland here on the right wing. Cumberland will drive, stops inside the three-point line, goes to Shepard in the corner. Back to Cumberland. Out to Tate Kaiser.
This zone defense by Triton is doing a very good job at closing out on these shooters and swarming the ball whenever someone gets it.
Akase underneath, and he'll draw the foul. He'll go the line for 2 on the foul coming here on Triton.
So that's on Anthony Shue, his second. So he's going to have to play very smart here finishing out this second quarter.
Kase, this will be our first trip to the free throw line for them here tonight for the Vikings. Connects on the first. Cade Large will check in on behalf of Anthony Shue. Kase, second free throw on the way, tickles the twine with that one. And the Vikings open up with 2 points here to start this second quarter. They're going to turn the pressure up. They kind of meet that at the half court. Swanson waits for Workman on the right wing. Finds Bryles up top the key. Now goes to Swanson on the left wing. On top to Shively. Shively trying to get freed up. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line for Shively. Off the mark, no good. Akase elevates and brings down the defensive board. Kaiser up top the key. He stops and goes. Patient. Working against Swanson as Julian Swanson, really his coming out party was that Argus game against guarding J.J. Morris as Shepard nails that one from the near side, from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Shepard's 8 points already, leading all scorers.
Swanson hands off to Shively. Now to Workman on the left wing, now to Swanson in the corner. Goes to Shively in the left wing. Shively drives, I lost it there. Kaiser ripped it away, and now a late foul call on the Vikings.
So Kaiser picked up his second.
So Swanson will go to inbound. A couple late whistles on the Vikings here in this first half. Goes to Shively on the left wing. Works away from the screen, gets lost into the corner, and Triton turns it over.
Coach must have seen something.
Yeah, he saw some of that farce underneath the basket.
Maybe a little bit of talking or something. I don't know.
I don't think it was the going under the. I don't think it was Shively. I think it was something. Yeah, you say underneath.
Deep three from Kaiser, off the mark, no good. Bryles gets the rebound. Was that a pass?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It might have been a pass, like a lob.
Shively gets that one to drop in for Cole Shively. And a 30-second timeout for the Vikings.
I think that was supposed to be a lob.
A lob, and I think the miscommunication for supposed to be underneath.
But it looked a little short, so.
Joe Luce firing into his freshman. Now directs his attention to the rest of the team as Coach Groh is trying to refocus his guys. Triton doing a very admirable job as far as their defense and keeping themselves in. I told you one thing with this group to have a shot even to contend against this very good Tippecanoe Valley team was to come in, play scrappy basketball, and just play physical and to try to make the game to where it's going to play to their advantage.
I mean, if you want a chance at, winning the game, you gotta keep it close. So the physicality, and I mean, it's a 5-point ball game. So they are not out of this by any means whatsoever.
Physicality and hustle as far as Triton and the rebounding numbers, they're right with a much taller team. They're hanging with them off the glass. Kaiser back the other way out of the timeout. It's their first timeout of the game. Caden Large trying to pressure Cumberland. He'll try the jumper and gets that one to go.
It's excellent shooters on this team.
Swanson works his way through, stops, leaves it for Shively on top of the key. Kaiser stuck to him. Shively's going to drive all the way in, kicks out to Workman. Workman tries the dribble drive. Backdoor cut. Evan Bryles. Bake is open. Co-sign there from Dante Workman.
Good patience by the Trojans.
Cumberland drives, pull-up jumper, can't get that, couldn't quite, lost on the way through. Now the jumper's on the way off the front iron, no good. Evan Briles with the defensive board. Swanson back up the other way on top of the green.
Kaiser's looking to get a little quick pick if he can.
Workman now drives, he'll drive on the way through, backdoor to Briles, draws the foul. Evan Briles goes the line for 2 on the foul call on the Vikings.
You know, you and I talked about this during the JV game about certain things that the varsity needs to do, and you mentioned cutting and looking for those players being open down low, and even in the corners, you keep driving like this, you're going to force in more defense. That's where you get your kickouts for those open threes.
Now Johnson picked up his first, but Valley's 6th, so Triton will be in the bonus here in the next foul.
Briles off on the first one. Second one, back iron. Akase with the rebound. Kaiser pushes up to Shepard, quickly down to Johnson on the baseline. Up top to Kaiser. Swanson comes out quickly to guard him. Cumberland now, down into Akase on the baseline. Big man goes up, banks open for him.
He just does a great job using his body to get right where he wants to.
Hands off to Caden Large, on top to Shively. Shively works his way to the right side, spinning his way in to take Kaiser, and Kaiser rips it away. Swanson shuts down the fast break as they go to Shepard in the far side corner.
Oh.
Goes to Johnson on the left elbow. Johnson lost it in the way through, trying to get a piece of it. Kaiser to Cumberland, three-pointer on the way. Gets that one to go with the hand in his face. And a timeout for Jason Groves. You know, and tonight we actually see student section standing up.
Yep.
And Tippecanoe Valley filled all the way to the top.
Yep, filled up. A lot of them behind us, really good. See 22 down here covering the game. See the highlights later tonight.
Hopefully Caden doesn't get another card while he's down there.
Speaking of student sections, did you ever see any of the old games where back when Triton was going to state? That whole section over there was just student sections, and the whiteout. I remember that.
Yep.
The whiteout that they did. It was all the way. It was crazy. They don't do that very much anymore though.
I saw some pretty good student sections in my time. Granted, I wasn't here, but I saw some good ones.
I'm sure you have.
I saw some good ones. Swanson hands off to Shively. Him and Kaiser collide. Now to Workman on the right wing.
Backdoor.
It goes back to Shively, but it couldn't quite thread it through. And the Vikings get it back. Pitney will check in on behalf of Caden Large.
Substitution for Triton, number 24, Jacob Pitney.
Hopefully, him coming off the bench and not, purposely, he didn't do anything wrong, but just those fouls will shift his momentum and he'll lock in and start hitting from deep.
Stay on the baseline.
That's a charge.
Evan Briles draws the charge.
I was waiting for one of them.
Number 26 on the year for the Trojans.
So Akase picked up his second.
Tippecanoe Valley foul number 23, Akase.
Triton's really going to have to utilize that charge.
Swanson back the other way as they trail by 10. Goes to Shivey on the elbow, skipping into the corner. Pitney steps into a three. Count
there
it for
you
Jacob
go.
Pitney.
Come off the bench and hit a big-time shot. It's exactly what big-time players do.
Cumberland goes down to Akase, kicks it back to Cumberland on the left wing. And a foul call here coming on Triton as I believe Swanson might have got a little handsy there.
Yep, going for the cookie jar. So Swanson picked up his first, Triton 6th.
One more and Valley's in the bonus.
Yep.
Cooper Walls will come in for Akase. Kaiser to inbound, goes out to Johnson's. He'll wait patiently for Kaiser, and he'll set the offense in motion. 3:25 to go. Before halftime, 7 points separate the two teams. Valley works it all the way around the perimeter. Kaiser, catch and shoot three on the way. Back iron, no good. Shepard elevates and gets the offensive rebound. Kaiser retreats out. Walls will drive up top the key, steps back. Waits for Shepard here on the near side. Kaiser on the left wing, goes down to Cumberland. He'll run through it. Evan Bryles will
Hands by Evan.
knock it away, and now a foul call is unfortunately for Kyler Johnson. He was not quite, wasn't a real physical foul, but he's wrong place, wrong time.
So Johnson also picked up his second.
Now send Cole to the line.
Shively will settle in. Off the front iron, no good. Kaiser elevates and gets the rebound. Back go the Vikings. Now to Shepard in the corner. He'll try the drive. Stops in the corner. Retreats back. Goes to Walls. Tippecanoe Valley works it all the way around the perimeter. Kaiser will go back up top and set the offense in motion. Now goes to Shepard. Johnson stops. Tied in. Walls fakes it left. He's going to drive to the right side. Catch and shoot three for Shepard. Count that with a hand in his face. And the Vikings are on fire from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he's 3 of 4 back there. Got 11 points.
Really heating up here in this second quarter. Bryles stops in the left elbow.
Oh, he had it.
In the corner to Pitney. Goes to Workman. Shively will reset. Shively drives again. Lost on the way through. Back goes Tippecanoe Valley. Johnson stops. Leaves it for Kaiser. Now goes to Walls. Feeds it to Cumberland. Cumberland, but he'll go up in a foul call here coming on Triton, I believe.
And Swanson's going to pick up his second. And then that's Triton's 7th, so Valley now will be in the bonus.
3 Trojans with 2 fouls.
Cumberland drops in the first one as Dylan Neese will check in for Kyler Johnson. Cumberland good on the first as the Vikings continue perfection from the three-point line, 4 of 4. Swanson up past the half-court line. Walls is greeting there. Backdoor closed now to Workman. Workman will set the offense in motion. Minute 40 for halftime.
Carver moved into his zone defense. Oh, no? What?
Shively's got that one in the corner. Up to Swanson. Now to Pitney. Back to Swanson again. Goes to Shively. Hands off to Swanson.
Back to the corner.
Goes to Bryles.
Slip. There you go.
Now to Workman. He'll adjust.
And
banks
one.
up. Dante Workman, a chance to go to the line for the and-1 opportunity.
So Shepard's going to pick up his first.
Workman good on the first and converts 3 points the old-fashioned way. Final minute here before halftime. Walls with it here on the near side. Skips it across to Kaiser. Back to Walls. Vikings work it all the way around the perimeter. Triton settles into their zone defense. Kaiser now drives, goes back to Walls. Walls will drive, kicks out to Shepard. Catch and shoot three on the way for Shepard. In and out. Rebound, Evan Bryles. Shepard has drilled 2 of those with the hand in his face here tonight.
And not like he's been on the line. He's been 3-4 feet behind it.
Yep. Working with the jab. Countdown started. Walls hangs with him. Now he'll go to Swanson. Now to Shively. Directs hands off to Swanson. Pitney patrols to the far side corner. Shively will drive. Working against Walls. Good defense there. Pitney's three-pointer on the way. Too strong. Julian Swanson with the rebound. Workman caught in the paint. Back to Pitney. He'll try again. Can't get it to drop in. Bryles fighting for it, and that's going to do it for halftime as the Vikings lead 28-19. Triton doing everything they can, Q. This is the kind of defensive effort. Granted, with the scoreboard right now, Triton continues to battle, but they got to find a way to convert those rebounds back the other side, back the other way.
Yeah, and just hitting those shots. I mean, Valley's doing a great job of hitting that three, and even with a hand in the face. So Triton just hits a couple more of those, and it's a different game.
So like for Triton for the free throws, 2 of 5. Valley perfect shooting up 4 inside the arc there. 2-pointers. Triton 7 of 14. Valley 6 of 11. Behind the arc, just 1 of 5, where Valley's gotten their 4 of 10, and turnovers 6 to 4. For Valley, Shepherd with 11, Cumberland with 9, Casa with 6, and Johnson with 2. But we got Casa, Johnson, and Kaiser all with 2 fouls, where we got Shepherd and Cumberland, and Walls with 1. And we're going to pull this down so we can get our fan of the night. So,
Officer Watkins is a Triton graduate from the class of 2000. He has served as a police officer in New York and Indiana since 2005. Officer Watkins is currently serving as Triton School Corporation's School Resource Officer. He's also coaching the Triton junior high baseball team as well as varsity assistant football coach. Congratulations, Officer Watkins, on being our Lutheran Health Network Fan of the Night, and thank you for your service. Officer Steve Watkins.
Officer Watkins, the fan of the night. Appreciate him.
And we'll finish out ours there with Shively with 9, Workman and Pitney each with 3, Bryles and Shue each with 2. But there we got Swanson, Shue, and Pitney all with 2 fouls, Bryles with the 1.
All right, so we'll hang it up here at halftime. We'll have some. We're going to do highlights. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, we'll throw some highlights.
Some first half highlights, and we'll be back after halftime right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Trojan Trench. Andy O'Hara alongside me is Quentin Amson, Caden Hummich, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Ryan Limler here for the Tri-Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network as Triton trails by 9 here at the start of the third. Triton had an uphill battle, Kenny, and how this group just came out about winning the battle of the boards here tonight.
Yeah, they're on the rebounds there. Triton 12 to 11, but then our quarter scoring there into the 9 to 11 after that first quarter. Then Triton put up another 10, but Valley got another 17. So get over our final score 19-28. But I can see this coming out and starting this third quarter. I'd say Valley is starting to really put the pedal to the metal and just try to keep at it.
So also two quick shout outs to Anna McIntyre down competing for the distinguished young woman down there. She said she's done competing. Felt like she did a really good job, and now she's watching. Of course, Danny and Jackson are watching from home. So give them their quick shout out. Yes. So Pitney, Shively, Workman, Briles, Swanson the 5 for Triton, Walls, Johnson, Akase, Cumberland, and Kaiser the 5 out there for the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings. Shively goes on his way through, goes up and can't get that one to drop in. Akase gets the rebound.
Stop ball.
Cumberland gets it knocked away from Workman, and Workman saves it back to Jacob Pitney.
Hustle, that's exactly what we talked about in the first half. That's what Triton did a really good job with, along with that physicality, and that hustle right there just got him the ball back.
Workman hands off, fakes the handoff. He'll work himself around, stops there. Fadeaway jumper for Dante Workman is good. Oh. Dante Workman with a nice move here on the near side. Kaiser goes back the other way. Goes to Cooper Walls. Down to Cumberland. Cumberland drives on the way through, draws the foul, but the foul was before the shot, they say, here on the Trojans.
I believe that might be on Briles. No.
Jacob.
Pitney. So Pitney picked up his third.
Kaiser scanning the floor, waits to go up top to Walls. Now to Johnson. Out to Kaiser again. He'll work with the screen to the left side. Workman, nice job to fight through the screen. Kaiser will drive through the lane, stops in the paint, goes with the runner, and gets that one to drop in.
Good patience by Kaiser there to get his defender up in the air and knock down the 6-foot jumper.
Swanson up the floor. Walls to track him down. Hands off to Workman. Vikings settling into their man defense. Workman takes the screen. Back to Briles. Briles with the jumper. Can't get rattle at home. Johnson with the defensive rebound for the Vikings. Kaiser up the floor to Walls. Akase settles in on the baseline. Kicks it back out to Kaiser. Kaiser will try the drive. Swanson knocks away from behind. Cooper Walls with the hustle play back to Kaiser. Kaiser goes up and draws the foul.
So
good hands by Swanson right there. They do that little reach around and poke it right through.
So Briles picked up his second.
Kaiser back to the line. The Vikings 4-4 in the first half. Connects on the first. Kaiser rattles out. First missed free throw for the Vikings here tonight. Shively goes back the other way. Goes to Jacob Pitney. Leaves it for Workman inside the three-point line. Workman hands off to Shively. Shively will try a three. Off the mark, too strong. Akase gets the rebound. Up to Cooper Walls. Transition three on the way. Too strong, and Jacob Pitney there to catch that one off the glass. Up the floor to Workman.
Pass.
Workman driving through, stops, patient Dante Workman. Bank is closed. Cooper Walls with the rebound. Kaiser back the other way. Now goes to Walls. They'll skip it back and forth. Down to Johnson. Johnson gets out of Evan Briles, knocks away. Cumberland gets the loose ball. Cumberland stuck there. Triton won a 3-second call as Cumberland gets that one to drop in time.
Good patience by Cumberland to have the defense just sink off them just a little bit and just hit that little floater.
Crossing it over. Takes the handoff, not there. Lost his dribble. Finds Swanson. Swanson drives, stops there inside the free throw line. Back out to Pitney. Kase not giving Pitney any room on the three-point line, and miscommunication as Triton turns it over. And Shepard will check back in for the Vikings as he'll check in for Walls, and Anthony Shue checks in on behalf of Evan Briles.
He's already out there energizing his team, telling him to go. Love to see it from a little competitor.
Kaiser past the half-court line. Swanson to pick him up. Triton settles into their defense as Kaiser works here on the near side from the scorer's table. Cumberland up high off of the glass, not there. And Shepard gets that one. Kaiser now in the corner. Back to Shepard, to Cumberland. Cumberland will drive through. Nice kick down to Akase. Akase through the contact. Can't get the finish to drop in. And Jacob Pitney gets the defensive rebound. Shively, stop and go. Shively gets tied up, tries to draw the foul and does.
So Akase does pick up that foul, so that's his third. Team's first this half. Shively gets that first one to drop.
Substitution for Vikings.
Triton just shooting 3 of 6, 50%. Where Valley's been 5 of 6.
Shively tickles the twine on number 2. Back to a 10-point ball game. 4:25 to go here in the third. Kaiser directing. Now finds Walls here on the near side. To Cumberland. Pull-up jumper from the side of the lane is good for Cumberland. Cumberland leads the team in scoring 18.7 points averaging per game coming into tonight's game.
Right now he's got 13.
Shu trying to set the screen. Shively steps into a deep 2 and gets that one to drop in.
And now that matches with Shively with 13.
Walls here on the near side working against Swanson. Stops, lost his dribble, feeds it to Cumberland, then traffic with a foul call on Triton.
So Workman's going to pick up his first, Triton's third this half.
Johnson received the inbound, tries to throw, but a hold call on Triton.
So Shively's picked up his first.
Triton foul number 20, Shively.
Out to Johnson. Down to Cooper Walls, got freed up underneath, and the senior drops that one in. Cumberland co-signed on that basket. Shively trying to drive, steps his way through, out to Pitney in the corner. Catch and shoot 3 on the way, drops it in, but a travel call before the shot takes the three-pointer away. Walls will bring it back up the floor for the Vikings. Now goes to Shepard. Goes to Kaiser directing. Pitney tries to intercept that as it goes in the scorer's table.
Yeah, about got her box.
We're good.
Yep, they missed our.
Although that wire's hanging up there a little higher, they must have moved it. Cooper Walls now past the half-court line. Works himself to the right side, stops now down to Cumberland. Pull-up jumper on the way, drops that one home.
Cumberland.
Pitney goes to Anthony Shu. Anthony Shu will spot up for 2. Anthony Shu, good from the far side corner.
Anthony Shu.
Walls fakes it, now goes to Johnson. He'll go right, they'll go back and forth, working it around the perimeter. Kaiser, kick out to Cumberland. He'll drive the baseline, skips it out to Walls. Walls will drive the dribble, drive, kicks back out to Johnson. Down to Cumberland on the baseline. Johnson the corner to Kaiser. Kaiser tries to drive. Nice hop step there. Blocked by Anthony Shu. And a foul call now underneath.
Good movement by Valley.
That was a good job by Anthony Shu to get a hand up there.
Shively's going to pick up his second.
Kaiser did a great job trying to get that move around him, and Anthony did a really good job of adjusting and slotting that away.
Dylan East checks in for Kyler Johnson. Walls back into Kaiser. Shepard now goes to Kaiser here in the corner. He'll try a 3. Back iron, no good. Jacob Pitney with the rebound. Now to Shively quickly in transition. Shively driving all the way through. And I think we're going to call a blocking foul as Kaiser trying to draw the charge. Right idea, but couldn't quite get himself set in time.
It's always hard to get set when you're backpedaling. The guy in front of you is coming with full head steam.
So they're going to call that one on Nice.
So Kaiser now sweep up or dry up the floor there. But I like that effort by Kaiser there to drop himself underneath and try to get himself set to try to use that aggressive drive by Cole Shively and try to draw that charge.
Yeah, because if he would have got that, that would have been number 3 on Cole. And I believe so, right?
Yep.
Yeah, number 3. And
Shively good on the first. Shively, back iron, too strong. Shepard tries to track down, but here comes Anthony Shue, and they roll out of bounds.
Well, that's out of bounds on Tippy.
Yep.
Oh.
Anthony Shue slid in there, fell down on top of the basketball, but was still in bounds according to the official, and then the Vikings trying to recover, threw it off themselves, and Triton hangs on to the basketball. Now to Workman up from Swanson.
Swanson needs to be ready to shoot this ball.
Shively works away from the screen, falling to the floor, leaves it. Workman gets the loose ball, stops in the corner. Here comes the double team. Across to Swanson. Swanson spins, kicks out to Pitney. Pitney to Swanson, down to Anthony Shue. Shue backing down knee, stops underneath the basket. Shue's tied up, running out of time, goes up and he'll draw the foul. And Kaiser tells him went over top of him.
So Nice picked up his second.
And Anthony Shue looked like you said, a running back going to go through the hole. They got to get small down there. He did, and he waited for Nice.
He got all the way down.
Yeah, he got underneath, knew he got trapped, couldn't get the ball out, just tried to get a shot off.
I don't think you could have got any lower if you were Anthony
No.
Shue.
And didn't panic.
That's one thing Anthony Shue does not do is panic. He's got nerves of steel.
And the physicality and the strength that when he went up, Nice was right there. He had his hands on that ball, and that ball did not move whatsoever.
Workman with the rebound off the free throw. Hustle play. Shively goes back, and he'll drop his shoulder, and a charge call.
Yep, shoulder dropped just enough. So that's going to be his third. Going to go with Pitney.
They're going to say leave the elbow. Now Jason Groves has got a decision to make here with 1:36 to go in the third. Does he leave Shively out there? He's going to, as he ran out of time.
I think he's going to tell him to be, yep.
That's what he just did.
3, you got 3 of them, be smart. Ooh!
Swanson getting active in the full court.
I like to see this. I like to see this. A little scrappy guard getting up there and getting his hands.
Just kind of staying in the background and then just stepping around.
So the Vikings starting lineup back out on the floor as Johnson and Nakase checked in.
What a lot of people at home might not even know is that what Swanson was just doing there right there. I mean, yeah, it didn't, it's not really going to affect much, but being that nuisance, it's going to get really annoying. That's just, frustrations that are going to rise.
Anybody who knows, it's Q. He was that guy. Cumberland drives the baseline, pull-up jumper on the way. Banks open for him. Swanson back the other way. Goes to Shively in the left wing. On top to Workman.
Be ready to shoot that.
Swanson into the 3. Ooh. Off the iron, no good. And Triton can't quite track it down as Anthony Shue slid head first into the bench, but back up in a hurry.
No quit from the Energizer.
Now Kaiser back the other way. Vikings lead by 12. 13 points put up thus far here in the third quarter. Kaiser up top of the key.
Trying to look for that lob for Akase.
Cumberland lost the way through. Julian Swanson takes it away. Swanson behind the ball, got fancy in the full court, and it's a loose ball. It's a fight for it. Jason Groves calls timeout. And Tippecanoe Valley thought they had the basketball. I couldn't quite see where the ball was at, but Jason Groves comes away with a timeout. I don't think anybody really had possession of it, at least up here in this crowd. I couldn't quite tell. And Joe Luce pleading his case.
All I know is it looked like it had one white shirt on it and another white shirt there kind of beside it, and then the green shirts was coming around. So,
I mean, that ball might have been out of bounds for all we know. I'm just glad I'm not down there trying to make that call.
I mean, a physical game. Joe Luce rightly upset.
These refs doing a really good job, though, of making sure that the foul calls they're pretty consistent.
Yep.
I'd say.
Yep.
They're letting both teams be physical, and you like to see that in a high school basketball game.
A lot of drama here tonight. Swanson now to inbound for the Trojans. Goes to Pitney, just past the outstretched arm of Akase. Hands back off to Swanson. 25 seconds. Now to Pitney on the left wing. Pitney with the jab step, trying to get freed up. Akase hanging with him. Out to Shively with 18 seconds to go. Swanson now, patience. Lets the offense get settled.
Yep, it's about okay.
And it's go time as Swanson goes to the left side to Shively.
They're going to come and trap.
Akase, here comes the double team. On to Swanson. Swanson running out of time. Now to Shively. Throws up a desperation shot. Oh! Shively at the buzzer. And Triton will trail by 9 going to the third. We'll be back right after this.
High school sports teach so much more than just the fundamentals of the game. They also teach the fundamentals of life, like the power of belief. I'm Robert Falkins.
And I'm Carrie Rosati. We're both assistant commissioners of the IHSAA. In the second classroom of high school sports, student athletes understand hard work pays off, and they learn to be proud of their effort, no matter the outcome.
Successful student athletes support their teammates and learn to always do the right thing.
And most importantly, they learn to always believe in themselves.
When high school sports keep education in front of athletics, these fundamental beliefs outweigh the idea of winning at all costs.
That's why high school sports are a transformative and invaluable part of every student athlete's education.
Buy a ticket to your high school's athletic events and show student athletes that you'll always believe in them too.
This is the power of belief. This is the power of high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to the Trojan Trench for the fourth quarter. Kenny's got the instant replay right off that.
Let's see if this works.
Heave on the way, hit every spot and dropped in for Cole Shively there at the end of the third as Triton has played their hearts out here tonight against a very good Tippecanoe Valley team. A team that in 3A stands at number 13, but this is a very good group that can make I think it's going to make a deep postseason run. Triton holding their own.
Yep, that third quarter, both teams put up 13 points, so still even.
Lob.
The Vikings now trying to get settled in. Kaiser on the left wing, goes in the corner to Shepard for the baseline jumper, no good. Swanson couldn't quite get that hold of that one. Shepard goes back up, putback is no good. Cole Shively gets the defensive rebound. He's tied up and back to go. Shively down to Anthony Shue. Anthony Shue with the up fake, fading away, rolls it in.
Shue's been a little more aggressive. He's had a lot of open shots that he hasn't taken.
Cole Shively trying to fire up the fans in blue on the cross the way. Cumberland on the outside, on top to Shepard. Shepard goes on to Kaiser here on the left wing. On top to Cumberland. Back to Kaiser. Goes to Akase on the baseline. He retreats back to the three-point line, working against Pitney. Goes back to Kaiser, they'll work it around the perimeter. Shepard with the up fake, pull-up jumper from the short corner. Off the mark, no good. Akase and Anthony Shue tied up. Akase goes back up and gets that one to go in. Swanson goes back the other way. Works to the left side, Anthony Shue on the elbow. Shue gets bumped there, and they get a foul on Shepard.
So Shepard picked up his second, team's fourth.
Swanson gets a tip from Shepard. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay right here. Nice job by Swanson to recognize that he touched that and it was close to the baseline. The maturity by Swanson has really just developed this season as Swanson steps into a three on the way. Can't get that one to rattle in. Good look, but Cumberland comes away with the defensive rebound.
This Triton bench they just need one play and they're about to explode.
Kaiser on the left wing. Leaves it for Cumberland. Shepard alone in the corner. He'll retreat back to the right wing. Now down into Johnson on the baseline. Back out to Shepard. Dante Workman with some tight defense. Out to Kaiser.
Good
Kaiser
movement by Valley.
Down to Cumberland. Lost the way through. Shively throws it back into Anthony Shue. Back to Shively. Shively drives on the way through. Cole Shively bakes
Oh,
over. One opportunity as Shively goes into the camera.
So Johnson's going to pick up his third, team's fifth.
Get that on an instant replay.
Well, that's twice Cole has seen that camera this season. Shively tickles the twine, gets 3 points the old-fashioned way. As now he's trying to fire up the home crowd as here come back go the Vikings with 6 minutes to go. Cumberland on the right wing. Gets it knocked away from Workman. Now we'll go back to Shepard. To Kaiser here on the left wing. Swanson to turn up the heat. Cumberland up top. Dante Workman puts a three. It's a fight for the basketball. And
That's a jump ball. That's a jump ball.
Is that what they're going to call? And it is.
Yes, it is. That's Trojans ball.
And the Trojans get it back as I thought as Cumberland was going to the floor, he was trying to call timeout. I don't think the official saw it. Walls will now check in for Shepard.
Great hustle by Dante to put his body out there on the floor to give his team that chance to get that ball back and keep this momentum going.
Swanson, Walls fighting for it, out to Shively as he'll leave it for Julian Swanson as he'll bring it up the floor. Swanson now working against Walls. Goes to Dante Workman, down to Anthony Shue, backing down Johnson. Shue controls, goes back up, bank is open. And Anthony Shue fired up, gets the fans to get on their feet.
This crowd is electric.
So Johnson's going to pick up his fourth. Both teams with 6 fouls this half.
And Shepard to check back in for Akase. As Anthony Shue, another Amlin opportunity for him. Shue settles in. Back iron, rebound goes to the Vikings. Cumberland to bring it up. Neist will check in dead ball for the Vikings. Kaiser splits his way through, drives through, and a foul. Oh, timeout.
Timeout.
Here on the Vikings, and it'll be a full timeout for Coach Luce. That'll be his second. He'll have 3 remaining. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. Of course, here tonight on the call, Andy O'Hara alongside me is Quentin Ames and Caden Hummich, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Orion Limler. As Kenny throws up the final schedule as we're into the final week of the regular season.
Pretty easy. Next week, be back here on this court for Bremen. And then we get to travel over to Knox, and that'll finish out the regular season. And then on Sunday, coming up at 5 o'clock, IHSAA will start their sectional draw and see where we fit when we come back to this court for the sectional.
And you look at the sectional. I mean, these are 2 pretty good sectionals. You know, Argus, Marquette Catholic out there with Westville and Culver, Trinity Greenlawn and Oregon Davis here for the Trojans. But at sectional 18, Tippecanoe Valley's got some competitors with Glenn and Culver Academy. You know, Bremen, we saw them battle in Knox. Haven't faced them yet. We'll get to see them a week from tonight. But Tippecanoe Valley is a team that I really think can make a deep postseason run. Watching them on film, reading about them in the paper, this is a very talented Vikings team. Cooper Walls on the right side. Thought about it, goes out to Shepard on top of the key. Now to Kaiser.
Alive.
Neist on the baseline now. He'll get the ball. Kicked out to Kaiser. Kaiser drives through. Lost on the way through, but regains possession. And now a foul call here called on the Trojans.
Ooh. That'll be on Shue. That's his 4th. No, his 3rd, I'm sorry.
Yep, be his 3rd, but Trojans 7th. So now Valley gets in the bonus here for the rest of the
But for me,
game. No, you're good.
But for me, the biggest thing, Q, coming into here, we saw Triton hit some very tough moments, you know, against LaVille. We saw him have a tough moment against Glenn and the couple times they faced off against one another. The effort that we're seeing here tonight from this group, the physicality, the mental fortitude, this attitude from this team, they have flipped the switch, and they are really starting to come together here this season.
Yeah, I think those games have they put that sour mouth in the Trojans' mouth. You know, losing in Bi-County the way that you did. I mean, we were talking to Groves. That was a feeling, and that was a taste they didn't like.
And Cole Shively gets that one to drop in, draws them within 2.
So, yeah, those games have definitely got them ready for this one.
Not since the first quarter has this game been so close. Akase, banks open for him. Cooper Walls co-signs on that basket. Swanson goes back the other way. Working against Cooper Walls, works to the right wing, now to Dante Workman. Anthony Shue rotates to the top of the key. He'll work to the left side. Knocked away. Cooper Walls has a head of steam all the way up, and he'll take it coast to coast.
Yeah, that was just a little bit there, a little sloppy of a pass. So Groves is going to call timeout here, get this momentum stopped and get him to refocus.
That was a good play from Cooper Walls, got the interception, and right there you saw what I liked when he did that drive there, really extend his stride to slow himself down, because he was going 100 mile an hour, slowed himself down and hurry, and it was a good lay-in by him.
Yeah, you missed that, and this you'll never hear the end of it. So
Triton did start out in a 9-2 run at this fourth quarter, but then here Valley just got 4 points, just boom, boom. So Groves get it stopped and get the ship righted.
Jason Groves' final instructions. Joe Luce talking to his team. Drawing up what he wants to see from his team on the floor.
176 watching tonight. Got a good one for him.
My mom's a part of that. She texts me. She goes, "Are you doing the game?" I'm like, "Yeah." It doesn't sound like you. So, yeah, Mom, I'm doing the game.
All right. So Workman, Shively, Anthony Shue, Swanson, and Pitney, the 5 out there for Triton. Shepard, Akase, Walls, Kaiser, and Cumberland, the 5 out there for the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings.
I'd like to see Jacob hit a 3 right here.
This is a big possession for the Trojans at the halfway point here of the fourth quarter. Shively works away from the screen, goes through, runs the runner, can't get it to drop in. Cumberland with the rebound. He has Shepard down the floor, couldn't get to him in time. Dante Workman knocks it free, and here comes Swanson. He'll get called for the foul.
So that's going to be Swanson's third.
Swanson tried to step in to knock that one away. Unfortunately, he didn't really have anywhere to go on that foul.
No, and that's just being a young player. Trying to make a play when your team needs it, but
Kaiser good on the first as Evan Briles will check in for Anthony Shue. Extends the lead to 7. Kaiser drops that one in. Perfect on that trip. Now the Vikings going to turn up the pressure in the full court. Dante Workman now goes to Swanson. To Briles on the elbow. Out to Pitney. Pitney for 3 on the way. They're going to say a travel before the shot as he shuffled his feet.
Yep. Got to be ready to shoot before you get the ball.
Anthony Shue barking from the bench on his players on the floor, trying to fire them up. They trail by 8, 3:40 to go. Walls up top the key, now goes to Shepard. Shepard.
Yeah, he's kind of jumped too. He caught the ball.
Jason Groves pleading his case. Kaiser back out to Walls. Walls with the strong dribble to Shepard. Baseline jumper from the short corner, back iron. Akase gets the offensive rebound. Put back is good. Pitney goes back the other way. Hands off to Shively up top the key. Shively leaves it for Swanson. Walls stuck to him. Swanson trying to rip his way through. Goes to Shively on the left wing. He'll try a 3. Back iron. Rebound Kaiser. 3 minutes to go now.
Every possession counts.
Kaiser skips it to Walls here on the near side. Fakes it left. Goes back to Kaiser. Burns some clock. Walls with the up fake. Feeds it down into Cumberland. Low block. Tries to thread through, but a kick ball now called on the Trojans.
Substitution for the Trojans, number 33, Anthony Shue.
Anthony Shue will check in as Triton is going to double down for strength in the low block as Pitney will come off the floor. Out to Akase. Cumberland goes to Kaiser, freed up off the screen. 3-pointer, a dagger from straight away.
Good screen by Akase to get Kaiser open for that.
Yeah, Valley's on a 9-0 run in this fourth quarter.
Workman attacks. Anthony Shue fade away in the baseline. Too strong. Cumberland with the rebound, and back go the Vikings. Cumberland with the head of steam all the way through. Drives up, and a foul call on Triton coming here.
So Shoes picked up his fourth.
As Kenny noted, the Trojans start out with a 9-2 run to start the fourth quarter, but the Vikings, with a head of steam, have regained control.
That just shows you how quick a game can just move and change with the momentum.
And that just goes to show this Tippecanoe Valley team how strong they are offensively and how, this group, they were getting rattled. They found a way to hold their composure and come back, but Triton not backing down. Cumberland back iron, gets his own rebound off the rebound, goes back. He was the only Viking in the area code, and he brings that one back.
He just fell asleep on the box out.
He got 3 points the old-fashioned way. Good hustle play there by Cumberland. Swanson works left, stops there. Goes to Browse on the elbow. Back door closed. Leaves it for Shively out in the corner. Shively up top the key. Gets it and gets bumped, and he'll get a foul call. The line for the bonus.
So Walls picked up his second.
Foul number 0, Walls.
Shively connects on the first. Shively can't rattle that one in. Akase with another rebound. Kaiser directing, skipping it high across to Cumberland. They'll go back and forth in the backcourt. Workman's going to get called for the foul.
So it's his second, but now Valley's in a double bonus.
And the big thing what Jason Groves is trying to tell his team to do is get up and attack because you're running out of time. Don't let them settle back in and burn the clock. Get up there and start the countdown. We'll see if Triton
got to box out.
They'll settle in. Kaiser from the free throw line. Good on the first. He was perfect on his last trip. And Pitney now will check back in for Evan Briles.
Number 24, Jacob Pitney.
Kaiser settles in. As another perfect trip for him as he tickles the twine on the second. They were within 2, and quickly the Vikings jumped out to a 17-point lead. Shively up top the key, crossing over. Akase got a hand on that one. He gets another hand on Akase. Good job by the freshman. Shively trying to drive through, goes up, lays it up, but it couldn't get it to drop in. Ooh. And a foul call as Anthony Shue helps Kaiser to his feet as they collide. If that's on Anthony Shue, he's done for the night.
And it is.
Kaiser must have said something to him.
Anthony Shue done for the night. Ian Cooksey will check in for Cumberland. He'll come off the floor.
Cumberland finished tonight with 20 points.
Briles will check in for Anthony Shue. Parker looks to also check in for the Vikings here shortly. Kaiser was perfect on his last trip, continues the streak. Blaine Sheets will check in. Akase comes off the floor as the Vikings look to pick up their 17th win on the season. Kaiser drops that one in, and Parker will check in for him.
And number 10, Nate Parker for Valley.
Swanson up the floor now as he works back to the far side. Goes to Shively on the left wing. On top to Swanson. Skips it to Workman. Workman up high to Shively. Shively elevates, brings it back. Bank is open for Cole Shively. Dante Workman co-signed there on that basket. Walls down up the floor.
Oh, that's a charge.
They're going to say he threw the elbow is what they're going to say, and Tippecanoe Valley fans not happy with that call.
Extension on that arm, and Dante did a good job selling it.
So Walls picked up his third.
Trent Marshall and Cameron Manuel check in as all the Vikings varsity players off the floor as they lead by 17. But cue the effort tonight by these Trojans. Granite, Tippecanoe Valley, they are an extremely good team. They're a juggernaut. This is going to be a tough team. It's going to make a deep run, I believe, in postseason play. And Triton showed up here tonight. They showed off their strength. Like I said, continue to put it back together. This is a group starting to hit their stride at the right time. Shively goes up, banks open. Another cosign from Dante Workman for that deposit to the scoreboard.
You look back with about halfway through this fourth quarter, it was with 2-point ball game.
A timeout for the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that it was only 6 points.
2 points.
Yeah, down to 2 points, and then just boom.
Yeah.
But Triton riding the momentum, working together as a team and battling on their way back, that's exactly what you want to see your team doing. Granted, win or lose, how they're coming back in the game, continue to keep themselves in the battle, and how they've battled here tonight. They got to be proud of that effort.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
There's no such thing as a moral victory, but you got to be proud of the effort you put in here tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what the biggest thing that Coach Groves has always talked about to his players. I mean, if you're going to, win or lose, you got to do it the right way. I mean, it doesn't matter how you win a game. If you go out there and, you win it the wrong way by doing everything wrong, then did you really win? So, yeah, great job by this team to execute and play physical all the way through.
DeAndre Hamilton will check in. But for the Vikings, like I said, watching this team on film, keeping an eye on them this season. This group here has played well from the start of the season. They continue to climb. As Triton made them earn every minute here, but Sheets goes up and gets that one to go in. Swanson hands off to Shively up top of the key. Shively trying to drive through. Shively goes up, blocked by Parker. Shively gets but a foul call underneath.
So Sheets going to pick up his first. Sending Shively back to the line.
Caden Large will check in for Evan Briles as the seniors will come off the floor.
For Triton, number 14, Caden Large.
Shively can't rattle it in. And Sheets gets the rebound, and that's just going to about do it as the Vikings will run the clock out as they will win here tonight 63-46 en route to their 17th win on the season. Q, watching these guys, like we said, played hard. The effort that was out there tonight for Coach Groves, granted, a loss is not the greatest feeling, but for this group, how they battle, how much they've grown really showed out here tonight. Granted, they couldn't quite get the finish, but that just shows how good this Tippecanoe Valley team is and how quick they can put points up in a hurry.
Yeah, and keeping it as close as they did with a great Tippy Valley team. I mean, that just speaks to how far your team has come from the beginning of the season. I mean, when we were looking back, I asked you, about the Northwood game. They gave up 26 points in the first quarter against this very good Tippy Valley team. They only gave up 11. So their defense and their offense both did a really good job in being physical and attacking when they needed to.
And this team is, like I said, starting to kind of find their identity. They're starting to kind of find their footing. Trying a lot of work to do as Kenny's going to pull up the stats. And
so free throws, Triton 8 of 16, Tippy Valley 12 of 15. 2-pointers, Triton top 53%, 16 of 30, and 18 to 30 on the other side at 60%. Behind the arc, Triton just got 2 of 10 to drop, where Valley got 5 of 11. So Cumberland with 20. Geyser with 12, Shepherd with 11, Akoski with 10, Walls with 4, Sheets, Manuel, Johnson all with 2. For the Trojans, Shively 27 points, Shue with 9, Workman with 5, Pitney 3, and Briles with 2.
Shue 9, and with a game high 27 points for Shively.
So, interview, no interview?
That's up to you.
I don't know. That's a long conversation. I don't know if.
Well, he's going to go up.
Yeah, he's going to have
Tim and Rita. So we'll let him go out and have his conversation with Tim and Rita.
Evan didn't want to do it, or we could do it.
What's that?
We could actually do Evan on Tuesday, or
yeah, we can do Evan on Tuesday.
It'll be his final home.
It'll be final home game. So
or regular season.
We're going to hang it up here. Kenny will run the highlights here from tonight's game as. We're going to hang it up here from the Trojan Trench. I'm Andy O'Hara. With me here tonight was Cade Hummich, Quentin Amson, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Ryan Limler. Until next time, remember the Trojan way.